Good morning, folks. We out here this morning on work on my Lowrance Ghost trolling motor. I know a lot of people has issues with the trolling motor making noises and grinding and doing all this different types of noise. But what I'm gonna replace is the top of your trolling motor up under the cover here. The part that controls this is this right here. That little magnet on top right here. That's what controls this right here, the arrow that everybody has such a big grievance with. And that thing has to, that little magnet is what makes it sweep around and move around and do all that stuff. So I'm gonna replace that part there, this part here. I'm gonna replace this part here, because they're all just made out of plastic, and you're gonna have to replace this stuff eventually. I mean, these little gears, they're gonna get wore out. And then you have this metal gear here that has a bearing in here, and it has a bearing on the top. Here, this bearing here goes just sets up on the top of it like this here, and that's where it moves around. That's what it does. You hear all the woo woo woo. That's what's going on. That servo is moving them around. So I'm gonna replace all that, and you'll see the reason these things have arrows on them. This one has an arrow, and this one has an arrow, a blue one right there, that blue arrow. They have to be pointed towards each other, according to if your trolling motor head, if it's pointed toward inward, or if it's pointed, toward inward, or if it's like mine, pointed to the outside of your boat, and you select all that through your screen through your Lowrance unit, if you want it out, if you want it in. So when you go to stow it. But that's what we're gonna do this morning. I'm gonna show you how to do it right here on the trolling motor. As you can see, there's on this here where the cable goes in, there's a screw here. And then there's another one here. And then this whole casing right here, it'll come off. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do once I get that off. So the tools you're gonna need, I use just my regular screwdriver, regular old drill here, a cordless drill, and then I got this little attachment that goes on mine. And I picked up this little cheap set of tools here. It's got all types of little attachments that go with it, the little star bits and different things. They got the square heads, it's got the little Phillips heads and flat heads and all that. And I just use them as all star bits is what they are. Just a little one, this little one here, it takes care of all of them. And you can knock it all out just with this one right here. And that's basically all there is to it. You'll need your set of side cutters, a little lighter, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna need a piece of heat shrink tubing. And that way you can get it all knocked out. But it's not very hard. It's pretty easy to do. Don't let it all a lot of people get all fired up and they get whooped before they get started. But that's all there really is to it. And I'll show you in just a few minutes. You'll need a knife, which I got in my pocket, to cut the heat shrink that you're going to take off. But I'll show you how to take this thing apart and put it back together. It's pretty simple. Now once we get that cover off, which you can see the cover right here, is split in half. I just put my screws that come out of it on top of it. That way you don't lose them. Just make sure you don't lose your screws. But it's split in half, it just comes off. Ain't but 2 screws holding it on. And then you got all these screws here going around. I think there's 16 of them that goes all the way around the thing. Just remove them necks. Remove them necks. See, there's some on the bottom there. Remove all of them. And once you remove them, this top will come right off. It'll come off in your hand. The top will come off here, and then we'll be able to get up under there and take the little silicone head off and all that. So I'm gonna remove that next, and we'll keep right on moving. All right, so we got them screws removed, as you can see here. I got all my screws removed, top and bottom. This screw right here is meant to tighten up the belt. The belt inside there, you'll see that here in a little while. But all my screws are removed. Once we get them screws removed, then this right here will just come off in your hand. Being a little hard-headed, but there it is right there. When you take it off, you're gonna have the protective cover, that silicone gasket right there, that white gasket. You'll have all that stuff right there. You see it just, it comes out. That's being aggravating. But we'll get it out of there. Come on, you rascal. Trying to do everything with one hand. You can see that comes out. And then there's that dial indicator right there that everybody gets so fired up about. You see it just, that's what it goes right here. Right on top of that right there. And that's just a magnet that makes it turn. That's just all there is to it. So now, gonna have to take, this is your GPS board. This is like your motherboard, PCMB, whatever they call it. But you take these two screws out. Take these, I think on this one there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws here. You take them all out, and then you got to disconnect all these little plugs, all these little plugs here. Then you got these two here, they got little clips behind them on them two, and then these two do also. And then here over here on the side is where your power is. You just unplug that, and then you'll be able to take all this apart. Just be careful when you take it apart because it kind of sticks to it. So just ease it off. Just be real careful. Don't get no water on it, nothing like that. But other than that, that way we'll get all that pulled off and then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, we got the GPS little piece off here. That connected right there. We got it off. You can see where it comes off. We got that off. And now I got the board, all the screws out of the board. See, it just kind of sticks. You just gotta be kind of careful with it. But it just kind of sticks. And you just kind of wiggle it a little bit, and it'll disconnect. Once you get it all disconnected, then you can take it off and set it to the side. All right, so this screw here on the side we was talking about a while ago, this is the screw you gotta loosen it up. And what it does is, it loosens up right here on the inside. Where this gear is, it lets it slide back and slide. That way you tighten it up or loosen it up, whichever way you want it to slide. That way it just lets it where you can take these belts off. All right, but you can see here that I've disconnected everything here. You got one wire, you got the little GPS wire for the sensor board that connects. You got all these little wires here like this, right? You got all your wires disconnected. Now, all you do now is come back in here and you got all these little screws here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And then you got this little plate that board sticks to, this right here, where the tape is, that little protector there. So then you take them jokers, you take this here off. Take this stuff here off. Oh, of course, I dropped that screw. Okay, stop it. So you remove this little deal here, okay? And take that off and you lay it to the side. And I just kind of keep all my screws with what it, you know what it is, it's like kind. And then you got the power cord here, and this is where I was talking about you're gonna need the razor knife or your pocket knife, or whatever, you can cut that heat shrink off. All right. But then we're gonna take all these little parts, all these little screws here out of this cover. All right, so now we're gonna take all them screws out of there. Oh, come on. I ain't get them all backed out far enough. All right. It's a little bit aggravating, some of it is, but you just have to stay with it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Once you get it apart, you do it a couple times, you can knock it all out pretty quick. So once you get this done, right here is for your sonar, for the bottom of the trolling motor. You just take it apart, and then that slides over to the side, just like that. And then here is what I was telling you the heat shrink is. Just kind of, probably help a lot if I sharpen my old pocket knife. Can you stop it, Bubba? Let me know when you... Okay, so now we got the heat shrink off here, and all you do is just take these right here apart. Just take them apart just like that right there, and it's done. So now you've got all this stuff here loosened up. Now you gotta do is just wiggle this plate right here, this plastic plate. Come on closer. So you wiggle that little plastic plate and just kind of work it off. And you'll see these gears will come off if you don't watch. So just be careful with your gears right here. They don't fall out or whatever. And now that plastic plate comes off. It's just that simple. Okay, so now we got that. Now, when that gear comes off, there's the part I'm gonna replace right there. So I'm gonna take that off, set my belt to the side, and then I'm gonna set that over here, get it out of the way. Now, this other one is the same thing. You just kind of pull it and pop it off. And they'll both come off in your hands. And now you got both of them, just like that. So that's the other part I'm gonna replace right there. Same thing. So I'll replace that, set that belt down. Now, so back here is where this big drive right here, this is what turns with the trolling motor head. This is what turns it. And you got another little bearing right there that I'm gonna replace that. I'm gonna get that out of there and replace that one, put a new one on there. So now what I'm gonna do here is, there's 2 screws that hold this right here. Just pop that out, pop them out. Go ahead and pop that one out. Okay, stop it. So now we got these 2 screws out of here. Well, I said I did. There it is. Got these screws out of here. I'm gonna replace them with the ones that came with it. So now all I gotta do here is pop this out and it comes right out. Just like that. I'm gonna replace this because you can see it's worn down. This one is a lot sharper. The teeth are on it a lot longer. This one's just been worn out. It's had its time in the sun. So now the deal with this thing is, if you want to, you can go in there and replace the whole thing. For replacing the bearings in this thing, right here, I don't know how good you can see it, but this right here, that's right up under there is where the top bearing is. If you come down here to the bottom, you can see right here's the bottom bearing. This is the casing for the bearing here. You unloose this, you can slide this down. The trolling motor will slide up then. And then you're able to take this part off here, remove it, it'll slide up. It goes back on easily. There's a pin on one side, there's a hole on one side, it goes back on. The other bearing is right up under there. You can replace that bearing. You can replace that bearing, and then because you got to replace these bearings. They're going to dry out and get dry rotted and all that. It's just like anything else. You got to do some maintenance on this stuff. Replace them bearings. They're simple to replace. Okay, so now all you got to do is take your new parts, take these, run them right back through here, just like this here. Put it right back on there, just like it came off. There's only one way it's gonna go on. One way and one way only. Make sure you put your arrow to the inside. And I'm just gonna put it all back together, just like that. So now that's back on. Now I'm gonna take this one here, the metal part, the only metal gear you have. I'm gonna put it right back in here too. Make sure it kind of lines up. There's no arrow on it. There's no right way and wrong way on it. So go ahead and put your drive belt back on. You put your drive belt back on. Here on the side, you just go ahead and come back over here and tighten this joker back up. That way it'll tighten up. I just tighten mine all the way down. It's kind of like that right there. That way it'll tighten up and it'll sit still for you. All right, so now we've got that back together, okay? Now, with this right here, is what I was talking about a while ago. You have to take this and put it towards, the arrows have to be pretty close to matching together. That's kind of like your timing of it. They're not gonna be dead on. They're gonna be kind of like that right there. That blue one's gonna be a little above your other one. So now, to get it back on though, it's kind of aggravating. But you got to take this belt, and what I do is I go ahead and put mine on first, and then I'll take this and I'll put it on, kind of like that, and then I just kind of put this pulley on here to kind of at an angle, and this is where it kind of gets aggravating. You got to kind of deal with this nonsense here. But you see, now once you get that back on there, make sure you press it down, because if you don't kind of push down on it, it'll come off like that. Get it down on there. But you can see now, both my arrows pretty much line up together. That means that your head is to the inside of the boat. If it's to the outside of the boat, the arrows will face away from each other. All right, so that's how that kind of goes. Now, so all that's back together now. All these pulleys are brand new. All right, so now all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna put everything right back together. My son's running the camera for me, so just kind of bear with us. We're not no professionals. We just want to try to show people how to do this, and maybe to save somebody some money, because there's no telling what somebody costs people to get out and do something that you can do for yourself. And I hope this video helps people. It's just kind of aggravating to get it all going back through there, but it'll go back, I promise you. It just takes a little bit to get it back. And just line all your stuff back up in your holes. That part right there's got a little pin. It goes right in the top of that bearing. There we go. Now it just all sets right back the way it was, just like that. And now we're gonna start putting everything right back together, just like we did, just like we took it apart. Just be careful putting everything back on that, because that's plastic. It will break, it will crack. So just take your time. Put it back together slowly. Because these trolling motors, I mean, as much as they cost, you would think they would have a lot longer warranty on them. I mean, when I called about mine, they said it was 3 years old. They had no warranty on it, no anything. So I knew I had to learn how to fix it myself or buy another one. The parts is pretty simple to get. If you give me a second, I'll show you where I bought mine from. And they all came in pretty quick. I think all my pulleys was like $115. That was tax and everything. Tax, taters, everything. Wasn't all that expensive. All right, so this was the place I got all my parts from. I ordered a new head and everything. I replaced it, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. But Lakeside Marine and Services. It's out of Shabona, Illinois. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. The phone number is 815-246-2535. But I've ordered all my parts from them, and they come in pretty quick. So I hope you can see that, but there you go. Put that down. All right, so now we're gonna start putting all the wires and everything back together. Like I said, it's not that hard. You just gotta take your time, and it goes together pretty quick. So what I do is I cut my heat shrink down because that's just too long of a piece of heat shrink. But these power wire, it just goes right back to the power wire. Red to red, black to black. So I pop it on there like that. Put it back on there. Okay, go ahead and stop it. I go get it. All right, so red to red, black to black. Just put them back together like that. They kind of hold tension on each other. And then, like I said, you're gonna need a lighter. I got a little old, whatever you want to call it, a little lighter here, butane lighter. And then just take that thing and heat shrink it back up. It just draw up on them wires. I just kind of walk around mine, keep it from getting hot. So get to, melting or whatever. And there you go. The cables are back together. So now these two right here, and you'll see right here, there's a slot right here. You're gonna have to put them in there and then take these, put one behind the other one, of course, like that, and push them back in there. All right. Then we're gonna take this, and we're gonna put it back on here where it came off. This was that plate I told you that came off that has the stickiness on it for the PC board to kind of set there, that little motherboard looking thing. Kind of pop it on there like that. That right there goes right there. Then this one, right there. Just make sure you got them all snug down. Just like that. All right, so now we got that. Now you can go ahead, just follow your trough too. There's a little trough here with this for your sonar wire goes out. This one right here. And all you're gonna do is take these right here and just connect them back together. Connect them back together like that right there. And just turn it and it locks. And then you can push it backwards. And that's where it is set right there. This one, I go out the top of this and it kind of sets out the top until you put your board back on, and then you put all these little connectors back in. That's what we're gonna put together now. Now, I'm gonna get my board. I'm gonna put this back on. So you got that little screw up top, just slide it in behind it, just like that. Now you can go ahead and tighten that rascal down. Just like that there. And be careful, tighten down on this board. And make sure there ain't no water on your hands. And it's pretty much, pretty much dummy proof. All you gotta do is put a screw back in each one of the holes. Just like that. Just like that. So now we got that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. the GPS sensor. So now we got it all back the way it was. Pretty simple. All the bolts and all the screws is tightened up. Now all that's back. Now all you got to do is come back and connect your plugs, the little connectors. So the GPS sensor goes in up top, right up here. Come over here. So it kind of goes in right here. Stop the video. All right, so just start connecting your GPS sensor, all your little sensors back the way they were. There it goes, it just clicks in. This one on the bottom down here, just the power for the board. It clicks back in there. And it snaps right back in where it come from. And this one's gonna be a pain. As always, it's the smallest one, and it's always a pain. Stop it. So now we're just gonna connect all these little connectors back. A little aggravating, some of them are, but they'll go back on pretty easy. That's done, that's done. Yeah. Come on, man. I gotta loosen this back up so I can run these two wires behind it. This ain't been a pain in the tail. All right, so now I had to just move them back up top so they would be in the right place. Tighten back down my board. And folks, I ain't no professional camera maker or whatever you want to call it. I just a movie maker. I just thought this would be a good informational video to help people save a little money instead of going to some whoever. All right, so then this one just plugs right back in here in the back. Right back here in the back. You just push it straight up. I mean, you'll see. I mean, it's pretty simple. They all go back together. And then this one clicks back in. They all pretty much just click right back in their place. Okay, now all of them are back where they belong. Now what we want to do is make sure this thing's clean, got no water in it, any nonsense like that. What I do is just make sure all my wires is kind of tucked down in behind everything. That way they ain't gonna get mashed or torn up or whatever else. Okay. Like that. So everything's where it belongs. I just kind of take this cover and put it back on where it belongs. Just like that. And that's what keeps the water out of your unit, of course. I mean, that's pretty much common sense. So then I'm just gonna take this and put it right back on where it belongs, where it goes. But you can see that thing, it's metal. It's got that little disc in there. They say put diode grease on it, put this on it, put that on it. I mean, I don't know. It's to me, it's pretty crazy how the whole thing works. But you can see that thing's already nuts as it can be, but until you power it up. So then I'm just gonna go ahead, put all my screws back in the way they go. Come around here, buddy. Okay. Come around behind me right there. There we go. Just put all your 16 screws back in, just like you took them out. And that's basically all there is to this thing. I mean, it's not that hard. Not that hard at all. And save yourself from going having somebody work on something and cost you whatever amount of money, and you can do it yourself. I just, like I said, I thought this would be a good informational video to help people out. If you like it, please like and share it. Subscribe to the channel. We crappie fish year round. If we can help you anyway, if you want to book a trip, anything like that. Here in Southeast Alabama, I fish up at Lake Eufaula, but we fish year round. We wear them out. Me and old Eddie Logan, Logan's crappie fishing. Me and him, we charter together a lot. We work together. Me and him, we enjoy each other's company. And matter of fact, we're gonna go out in the morning and give each other some trouble. But get that one back in there. Let me switch this bit. Let me get my other one. So just put all of them back in there. Just like such. And there's some of them you won't be able to reach with a long screw. You have to use a small, short screwdriver because of the way they are. I mean, if you ain't got like a turret pole like me, I got a cornfield crappie mount up here for mine, and that's what's in my way. But hey, if you don't got that, it'll be easy. It'll be even more easy for you to fix it. Be pretty simple. But if you live here in Southeast Alabama and you're having any trouble with any of it, you need some help. I mean, I ain't no certified dealer. I ain't nothing to do with anything like that. But if I can help you, I mean, same phone number applies. That's my phone number. You can give me a call, and I'll be more than glad to try to help you any way I can. Keep you from having to come out your pocket with a bunch of craziness and ship this thing, especially if your warranty's out. I mean, they get a little crazy on some of these hours. I mean, all kind of money for them to fix something that you can fix yourself. Okay, let me get this one back on. These 2 or 3 back on right here, and we'll have this back on. We'll be done. Okay, them are all back on. Make sure this one right here is tightened up. It is. Now. That one. Down. The thing wants to slide in there on me. Come on, you old heifer. All right. Now let me get that cover back on. Just stay right there, buddy.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna put the cover back on, and that's it. And then this right here just goes back on like that right there. Goes right back over the top. Kind of click, kind of just pops back on there. Push that bottom part up on there. Right there's one of them little holes on the front, on the back side over there where your power cable is. Okay, switch. Kind of get that. But like I said, there's only 2 screws on the bottom of that thing, and it's pretty simple. Ain't nothing else to it. And that's all there is to it, folks. I mean, there ain't a whole lot to it. It's all back together. I mean, when you power on, that's when this will magnetize and it'll do its thing. But that arrow is never right. I can't get mine to be right. I use my boat so much, I don't have to too much worry about it. But that's it, folks. That's how I take that trolling motor apart. I mean, you can do your lower bearings, you can do all that stuff. But yeah, this is my cameraman for today. I do appreciate him, my son Easton, and I thank God for him every single day. But that's all there really is to it. Like I said, it's everybody gets kind of, I guess, overwhelmed by thinking about it, but it's not that hard to take apart and put back together. Once you do it 1 or 2 times, you can do it in about 20-30 minutes from start to finish. I mean, I replaced the whole head in probably 20-30 minutes. But you're going to have to replace them bearings. You got to replace that plastic stuff. And to get rid of a lot of that noise in that head. All that woo, all that, excess noise and everybody don't like. And, but that, I mean, that's really is all there is to it. But I just want to leave y'all just with, with the word of God that, that God won't put nothing on you that you can't handle. That nothing is impossible without the Lord. Or, with the Lord, just, believe in him, trust in him, know that God is, he is there for us every single day. Cast your words upon him. He'll humble your enemy and put him as your footstool. Just folks, just get out there and go to, get in your Bible, learn your Bible, love your neighbors, and just do what we're supposed to be doing every day as a Christian. And man, we just love y'all. We thank y'all. Like I said, if you like the content, I know we're not no professionals, but we're doing the best we can. We sure do appreciate y'all. And y'all take care. God bless y'all. And we'll see y'all around. If y'all, like I said, if y'all want to book a trip, y'all need any help catching crappie, any churches that's wanting to do a fish fry here in Lower Alabama, anything like that, give me a call, 334-400-2510. We get it done, and we'll get it done always. Dog out.